Hello, YouTube. This is Fred. There is something special in you. There is greatness in you. Today I'm going to be talking about thoughts. Think for a moment what this world could have been had it not been for the thoughts of men and women. The world is shaped, the world is beautiful because of thoughts and ideas of men. And it's about this that I want to talk about. Since the beginning, there have been two great subtle forces in the world, good and evil. Both are terrifically powerful in their respective scopes and cycles. But the basic principle operating both is mind power. I cannot emphasize this too strongly, for if you employ it for evil or harmful purposes, it will boomerang and destroy you just as it has others down through the centuries. These are not idle words, but solemn words of warning. Please take great care of the content of your mind, for it can attract to you anything. Take great care. A particular train of thought persisted in it, be it good or bad, cannot fail to produce its results on the character and circumstances. A man cannot directly choose his circumstances, but he can choose his thoughts, and so indirectly yet surely shape his circumstances. Glance around you as you watch this video. Perhaps you are in a furnished room and your eyes tell you that you are looking at a number of inanimate objects. That's true so far visual perception is concerned. You are in reality looking at the ideas and thoughts of men and women that have actually come into materialization through some form of work. It was the thought at first that created the furniture, fashioned the window glass, gave form to the draperies and coverings, created the automobile, the skyscraper, the sewing machine, the pin, the button on your jacket, the spoon, the cup, the knife, the great planes that sweeps the stratosphere, the shoes. The list is endless, you name it. Plus a host of millions and millions and millions of objects. Where did they come from? You are right. They came from that strange, formidable source known as thought. The proof of this truth is actually in each one of us, and it therefore admits of easy investigation by systematic introspection and self-analysis. Let people radically alter their thoughts and they will be astonished at the rapid transformation it will effect in the material conditions of their lives. People imagine that thoughts can be kept secret, but they cannot. They rapidly crystallize into habit, and habit solidifies into circumstance. Best your thoughts crystallize into habits of drunkenness and sensuality, which solidify into circumstances of destitution and disease. Impure thoughts of all kinds crystallize into enervating and confusing habits, which solidify into distracting and adverse circumstances. Thoughts of fear, doubt, indecision crystallize into weak, unmanly, and irresolute habits, which solidify into circumstances of failure, indigence, and slavish dependence. Lazy thoughts crystallize into habits of uncleanness and dishonesty, which solidify into circumstances of foulness and beggary. Hateful and condemnatory thoughts crystallize into habits of accusation and violence, which solidify into circumstances of injury and depression. Selfish thoughts of all kinds crystallize into habits of self-seeking, which solidify into circumstances more or less distressing. On the other hand, beautiful thoughts of all kinds crystallize into circumstances of grace and kindness, which solidify into genial and sunny circumstances. Pure thoughts crystallize into habits of temperance and self-control, which solidify into grace, and peace. Thoughts of courage, self-control, and loving thoughts crystallize into manly habits which solidify into circumstances of success, plenty, and freedom. Gentle and forgiving thoughts crystallize into habits of gentleness which solidify into protective and preservative circumstances. Loving and unselfish thoughts crystallize into habits of self-forgetfulness for others which solidify into circumstances of sure and abiding prosperity and true riches. The world is actually our kaleidoscope and a varying combination of colors. And in every succeeding moment it presents to us are exquisitely adjusted pictures of our ever-moving thoughts. Please take great care of the content of your mind. Life gives no adversity. Life hands over to you whatever it is first of all manufactured in your mind. Whatever you are going through, it comes to you as a result of your thoughts. The results that you keep on encourages. Nature helps us to the gratification of our thoughts that we most encourages. And opportunities are presented which will most speedily bring to the surface every thought, both good and evil. Life gives no immunity against adversity, but life gives to everyone the power of positive thinking which is sufficient to master all circumstances of adversity and converts them into benefits. Claude M. Bristol said something like this: thought is the original source of all wealth, all success, all material gain, all great inventions and discoveries, and all achievements. Thoughts are things, and the scope of their operation is the word of its own, by Napoleon Hill. Ralph Waldo Emerson said something like this: a man is the sum total of his thoughts. A man is all he thinks all day long. There is an old saying that comes down to us from classical times. It is in Latin, of course. Mens sano and corpore sano. Well, what does it mean word for word? In a healthy mind, there is a healthy body. The body is the servant of the mind, and it obeys its operations, whether they be deliberately chosen or automatically expressed. Sickly thoughts will express themselves through a sickly body. Take great care of the content of your mind, for your mind will attract to you anything that you want. Benjamin Disraeli said something like this: nurture your mind. Nurture your mind with great thoughts, for you will never rise any higher above than you think. Shakespeare said something like this: there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Benjamin Disraeli said something like this: there is nothing that can stop the will of a human being that will even stake its existence on its stated purpose. Ralph Waldo Emerson said something like this: the ancestor of every action is thoughts. Indeed, thoughts are things, and the scope of their operation is the world of its own. Claude M. Bristow said something like this: thought attracts that which upon it is directed. Take great care of the content of your mind. By the virtue of your thoughts, the mind is the master weaver of both the inner garment of character and the outer garment of circumstances. Please take great care of the content of your mind. It can attract to you anything. One day, I saw one of those giant earth-moving machine roaring along the road at the speed of about 20 to 30 kilometers per hour. A tremendous, incredible machine. And there was a little man perched way up on top with the wheel in his hands, guiding it. And as I went by, I was struck by the similarity of that giant earth-moving machine with the human brain. Suppose you and I are sitting at the helm of such a vast source of energy. Are we going to just sit back and fold our hands and let itself run into a ditch? No, I'm sure we won't do that. I'm sure we will firmly place our hands on the wheel and direct this source of energy into some constructive, useful purpose. Thoughts are things, and the scope of their operation is the world of its own. Your mind is likened to a garden that may be intelligently cultivated, lest it run wild by intractable and noxious and busy bugs that could stifle the verdancy of your garden. Take great care of the content of your mind. Suppose a farmer has two types of seed in his hands. On one hand, he has the seed of bean. On the other hand, he has the seed of the deadly nightshade. And he digs little holes in the ground and plants those seeds. The land will invariably return both seeds in avalanches of abundance. The land doesn't care whatever you plant there. Same applies to your mind. It doesn't care whatever the thoughts that you encourage in your mind. And if you fail to program your mind, it will feed upon those thoughts that reaches it as a neglect. Do not fail to program your mind on your daily basis. Your mind, like the garden, doesn't care whatever you plant. It will return invariably in avalanches of abundance whatever you plant there. Program your mind. Hello. Indeed, thoughts are things, and the scope of their operation is the world of its own. Thoughts are things. Thoughts are things. Please take great care of your mind. Anything beautiful you could admire in this world, where was it originated from? It was originated in your mind. A murderer don't just wake up one day and they kill someone. No, they have killed people thousands and thousands of years in their thoughts. A husband snatcher doesn't just wake up one day and elope with somebody else's husband. No, they have done it thousands and thousands of times in their minds. Hello? A thief doesn't just wake up one day and steal. They have stolen 1,000 and then thousands and thousands of times in their minds. Take great care of the content of your mind. You have no idea of what it could attract to you. Thoughts are the jailers of fate. And at the same time, they are the angels of freedom. By evil thoughts, a man manacles himself. By healthy thoughts, a man brings freedom upon himself. You are where you are because of your thoughts. A man is what he thinks about all day long. Thoughts are the things. Thoughts can attract to you anything that you desire in this world. Thoughts can attract to you anything you desire in this world. We are the sum total of our thoughts. Could things be the way they are because of the thoughts that are going through in your mind? Could things be the way they are because of the content of thoughts that are running right now through your mind? What one thought or two thoughts that could you alter, that could, alter the trajectory of your destiny and perhaps turn your life around? Please, watch your thoughts because they're gonna become your words. Watch your words, they're gonna become your habits. Watch your habits, they're gonna become your character. Watch your character because it's gonna become your destiny, and it all originated from your thoughts. Nurture your mind with great thoughts, for you will never rise any higher above than you think. By Benjamin Disraeli. Hello. Take great care of the content of your mind. This is actually Freddie saying it has been a plum pleasing pleasure and privilege as well to talk to you, YouTube. You are a wonderful people. I love you so much. Thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for helping me spread this message of hope all across the world and touch millions and millions of lives of people. And please do not forget to hit on that subscribe button and click on the notification bell as well for more videos coming up. Thanks once again, wonderful people. I love you, love you, love you, love you so much. But for now, allow me to just say bye-bye. And please do not forget to leave your comment below. I love you. Love you. For now, let's say this. God bless you so much. See you in the next video.